He had less than an hour to live, and he knew it. A metal collar was locked around his neck, wired to a bomb. And he was sitting handcuffed on the pavement outside a bank. Begging police to believe him. "I'm not lying," he kept saying. "I don't have a lot of time." Nobody believed he was telling the truth. It turns out he was. This is the story of the pizza bomber, one of the strangest bank robberies in FBI history. It's just after 1:30 in the afternoon in Erie, Pennsylvania. Brian Wells, 46 years old, is working his usual shift delivering pizzas for Mamma Mia's. A job he'd had for over a decade. A call comes in, 2 pizzas delivered to an address out past a dirt road. Near a TV transmission tower, a strange spot, mostly woods, no houses nearby. Wells doesn't think twice, he's delivered to weirder places, he heads out. He never makes the delivery. What actually happened at that transmission tower is still debated. But what's certain is this: by the time Brian Wells left that dirt road, there was a heavy metal collar locked around his neck, rigged to a live bomb, and a handwritten note in his hand giving him a set of instructions. Rob a bank, follow a scavenger hunt to find the keys that would disarm the device. Or it goes off. He was also handed a cane, except it wasn't a cane. It was a loaded, homemade shotgun shaped to look like one. Security cameras catch Wells walking into a PNC bank in a shopping plaza just south of town. He's wearing a baggy white t-shirt. Underneath it, barely hidden, is the outline of the collar. He hands the teller a note. He's demanding $250,000. She can't get anywhere close to that. She gives him what's in the drawer. $8,702. Wells walks out with the cash in a white bag, the fake cane shotgun in one hand. And for reasons no one has ever fully explained, a lollipop in his mouth. That he grabbed from the counter on his way out. 18 minutes later, state troopers spot him in a parking lot down the road. They pull him over, cuff him, sit him down on the pavement. And that's when Wells starts talking, fast. He tells them 4 men forced the collar onto him. He says there's a bomb, he says there's a set of directions somewhere. That will tell him how to get free, but he's running out of time to follow them. The officers think he's lying. This sounds insane. A bomb collar, a scavenger hunt, it sounds like something out of a movie. So they wait, they call the bomb squad, standard procedure. And they wait for it to arrive. The bomb squad is officially called. The device detonates. On live television, with news cameras already rolling on the scene. Brian Wells is killed instantly. He was telling the truth the entire time. In his car, investigators find the scavenger hunt instructions, pages of handwritten directions. To different locations around Erie, each one supposedly leading to a key or a code. But as agents map out the route, they realize something horrifying. There wasn't enough time in the world to complete it. The instructions were never meant to save him. For months, the case goes nowhere. The 4 men laid turns up nothing. Erie PD and the FBI comb through Wells' life, his house, his friends, and find no answers. Then, piece by piece, a name starts surfacing: Marjorie Diehl-Armstrong. A former high school valedictorian turned convicted killer. Years earlier, she'd shot and killed a boyfriend and walked free on a self-defense claim. And just 2 weeks before Wells died, she'd done it again, killing another boyfriend, James Roden, and hiding his body in her freezer. Investigators believe diehl-Armstrong was the one driving the whole plot. And her motive was almost absurdly simple: money. She wanted cash to pay a man named Kenneth Barnes to kill her own father, so she could inherit his estate early. Barnes, prosecutors say, helped plan the bank job instead, a faster way to get money. And the bomb itself, they say, was built by William Rothstein, diehl-Armstrong's ex-fiancé, using kitchen egg timers she'd given him. Rothstein is also the one who called in the pizza order. That lured Brian Wells to that dirt road in the first place. Then, in the summer of 2004, the case hits a wall. William Rothstein, one of the few people who truly knew what happened at that tower, dies of cancer. He's never charged with anything. Whatever he knew, he takes with him. It takes until 2007, 4 years after Wells' death, for diehl-Armstrong and Kenneth Barnes to finally be indicted for the bombing. Barnes pleads guilty and testifies against her, describing how the plan came together and confirming what investigators had suspected all along. Diehl-Armstrong finally goes to trial. In the courtroom, witnesses describe her as unhinged, volatile, erratic, prone to outbursts. Her own attorney says you never knew what you were going to get from her. The jury deliberates for 2 days. Then guilty, armed bank robbery conspiracy, and using a destructive device that killed Brian Wells. She's sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. Kenneth Barnes gets 45 years, later reduced for his cooperation. Marjorie Diehl-Armstrong dies in federal prison of natural causes. She's 68 years old. To the end, she maintained she'd been framed. To this day, one question still doesn't have a clean answer. How much did Brian Wells actually know? Some investigators believe he was in on the plan from the start, told the bomb was fake and that he panicked once he realized it wasn't. Others maintain he was simply an innocent man in the wrong place at the wrong time. Either way, he's the only person who never got to tell his side of it.